I remember when I was choosing which option that I should take at university, I had to take electromechanical engineering because other options were considered as garish, and I didn't like that thing of girls can do this, women should do this. So I had to challenge the mindset and the community, and I took electromechanical engineering without even knowing what I was up to. I didn't know anything about it. Later on, when I joined the field, again, the perception was a woman who is electromechanical engineer. What does that mean? So somehow it was not, people were not convinced of what I can achieve. And again, the pressure of doing something best, not just best, being the best and prove that you can do it every single task that you have.
On 1st December 2015, after I had my baby, my third born, I was diagnosed with blood clot in my leg and in my both lungs. Doctors called it venous thromboembolism. And when I tried to do some research, I realized that it wasn't common. It wasn't well known in Rwanda, but it was killing many people, especially pregnant women and those who have just delivered. It took basically a lot, especially on the professional level. I would say that I even, had to resign from a regional job that required me to travel often because travel is also a risk factor.
You do good stuff, you recognize for what you've been doing, and then you get promoted. But of course, sometimes you want to grow faster, or you want to get more, can I say, new roles is there. And maybe sometimes because of the responsibility that as women we have, being a mother, being a wife, being so many things, sometimes you don't see those promotions up there. I'm not sure if it's because of being women, because there's some women that are very aggressive. But I think there's an age where we get lost in so many responsibilities that somehow stop you. Not really stop you, they just reduce the speed.
When I arrived in Rwanda, I had 3 young children, and my youngest was 8 weeks. And I was working full-time, and my family had followed me here. So I was running from day one into issues combining work and family. Then 3 weeks into my job, there was a retreat far away from the capital in Nyungwe Forest, and I was still breastfeeding, so I wanted out, but that wasn't an option, so I ended up bringing the nanny and the baby and bearing the cost. When I asked for reimbursement, it was my problem. And so a series of such events led me to think, well, I have 2 options. Either I can complain individually at work and risk losing this job when I need it so much, or I could maybe just find other women who are dealing with these issues as well and kind of share frustrations and advice, and so I opted for the latter. It was officially established 2 years ago on 19th June 2017, but informally we were already busy. I was already organizing women, and we were already organizing networking dinners since 2015. Yeah, so it's a network for career women, for professional women, to connect with each other, to be empowered, and we, through peer empowerment, we try to get more women to the C-suite. So we have 3 levels of membership. One is for first-line management, one is for senior management, and one for executives. And by creating the linkages between the 3 levels, we get this upward pipeline. And so we have both women in corporate as well as female entrepreneurs. And the fact that we have both creates that exchange between members where some can buy from others or sell to each other, hire each other. So it's a small ecosystem in itself.
again, I would hear about career women. I'm like, okay, career women. Till when they start having, I think, events, and I heard about people, great people who are attending, great women who are giving public talks, who are mentoring girls and what. Then I was like, oh, I think I should ask, what is it anyway? I approached Risi, I asked her, by the way, how do someone become a member or get in? So she was like, we do this, we have a network of women, we talk about different things, we have events, we have other activities like encouraging one another, opening doors for women. I was like, oh, so I think I can join just to see. When I joined, I was like, okay, let me see what they are doing and see if it's a good fit for me or not. And when I joined, I could say that I was blown away. I was blown away because as a woman, some things, they just affect us in a way that is simple, but yet it has an impact.
A business consultant here in Kigali. She approached me and she talked about the Career Women Network. And at that time, I felt like I have no time to engage in a network. I was still setting up everything. BPN was growing very fast. And she kind of registered me in it. She said, you have to be part of this. And it was two years ago. And I won't miss one day as a member of the Career Women's Network in Kigali.
J'ai rejoint le Career Network Women pour être groupée avec d'autres femmes, travailler ensemble et avoir des idées, échanger des idées pour avancer dans ce que je fais et aussi avoir d'autres avis d'autres femmes aussi.
I was actually invited to speak at one of the events, which I found very interesting. The topic was about managing finances, and the conversation that was going on was very interesting. And also I found it was a very good opportunity for me to network with other women leaders, and I decided to join the network.
We provide a safe space where people can practice, so they can take more risks, they can speak, they can write. And secondly, we also give opportunities through partners who reach out to us for like discounts on trainings. Sometimes we have free tickets for trainings or for conferences, or discounts on conferences.
Personally, I joined Career Women Network because since the time I joined this year, early this year, I've got 2 opportunities from the network. And so many other members are benefiting from different opportunities that are shared.
This is a great way to learn about new information. I joined, I think, in 2015 in Homoko and BK, Bank of Kigali. They were supporting Made in Rwanda, and that way you can access an interest-free loan, and you're able to advance and grow your business. So the first time I read about it was on the Career Women's group. And what came out of that, I was able to go through the program, and I was able to access a 4 million Random Frags interest-free loan. And that way it's helping me grow the business. I'm trying to have an online platform.
Growing to my job, and I wanted to share and discuss with other professional women there, because we have different challenges. And I wanted to be talking to some other people and see what they're doing good, what can I share from my experience, and see how I can grow to the different levels. So that was my main reason to go on the Career Women.
One thing that I love about Career Women's is it's a one-stop center where you can get any sort of information. And I just wanted to be part of, as an entrepreneur, I wanted to also see what other women were up to, support each other, and it felt like a sort of family where women are, you know, the bosses.
I met a young woman that I met through the Career Women's Network, a very young lady at the beginning of her career. She's brilliant, and yes, so I'm her personal mentor. On the other side, through the Career Women's Network, I met an executive coach, and she became my business advisor.
It helped show young women that it is possible, because when we network, when we have these events, we meet people, young ladies, you know, from university, middle managers, senior leaders, and even executives. And I think just being there to inspire them is very helpful and to show that it is possible. And learning from them. I think it's an opportunity we have when we meet on the Career Women Network to learn from each other, to share tips, even to share opportunities, because sometimes many women are not looking for the next opportunity, but being somewhere where you're told there's an opportunity here, there's an opportunity there, I think it can also inspire them to aspire for more.
Well, the journey has been interesting because there's a quote from Martin Luther King Jr. It says that you don't need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. And so I initially just took a first step without kind of seeing the bigger picture. And as I started doing this, I started to realize like it's useless to fight for all these things by myself. I'm running into the exact same problems as a lot of the other women around me.
Je vois beaucoup de l'avenir avec ce groupe de network parce que pour commencer, si on travaille en groupe, en tant qu'on est ensemble, ça aide beaucoup. Et je dirais qu'il faut aussi, pour travailler ensemble, il faut avoir les mêmes objectifs. On travaille ensemble et on avance ensemble. Et là, on va aboutir à nos objectifs.
I believe we are still at the beginning of a great future. There are so many brilliant women coming, moving into Rwanda, moving out of Rwanda, and we are getting more and more connected. We are initiating different initiatives, and so I believe the future is bright. And of course, Rwanda is known for gender equality, so we need to partner, strengthen each other, grow together, and use the opportunities that are out there offered to all of us.
Women, we need relationships, we need networks, and we need beyond. So the Career Women offers both. You get relationships, I have made some friends, you get also a career growth, you get a kind of a mentorship even as anyone, if you are in the management, you are starting. I have met just the young girls wanting to join a certain career that we would have not met in another circumstances, and we talked about things. So I believe that as women, we need strong networks, and we need people, as I said, who are even the top to open those doors. So if you are not near the door, once it's opened, you can't get in because you are not around. So you have to be around, you have to be in the network.
I hope to continue engaging with different women, selling my clothes, selling my brand, and also growing with the group and encouraging each other and seeing successful women grow together.
I've been amazed by the way it has grown. I'm amazed by the initiative that I've taken. I think we need to support each other. We need to grow the network. Let's not leave it to Lucy alone. Let's all put our hands and grow the network to serve other women, girls.
If we look at the future, that's something that I think would be very interesting. I think Rwanda is a very good kind of a testing ground for this, and it's also kind of, I would say, the capital of women's empowerment, at least in Africa and maybe in the world. We're ranked 6th when it comes to closing the gender gap. So I think lessons from here can be brought elsewhere, and so on the one hand, we want to grow bigger in Rwanda and reach more levels of women, and on the other hand, we would also like to expand to other countries in the region, on the continent, and who knows, even further.
Happy anniversary, Career Network Women. We're all together, and I'm sure it's a good vision, and I hope to see the network in the next 50 years touching the whole world.
Okay, happy 2nd anniversary, Career Women's Network. Let's keep on empowering each other and growing together. We're destined for great things.
Happy anniversary, on est ensemble.
Happy anniversary, ladies. I love you.
Je souhaite au Career Network Women un joyeux anniversaire et qu'il continue comme ça.
So happy anniversary. I look forward to doing more and engaging more with women leaders and aspiring women leaders in Rwanda.
Happy birthday to all our members and all our potential members. We think of you too. This celebration is for you. I hope you enjoy it.